A big Managed Funds Association conference is taking place in Miami this week. CNBC has obtained the details of a new short that a fund investor will present there this afternoon. Eamon Javers joins us with all the details. Morning, Eamon.
Yeah, good morning, Mike. Adtalem Global Education is a $2 billion for-profit education company, and now it's attracting the attention of noted short seller Fahmi Quadir and her firm Squawk Capital Management. In a report that Quadir will release later today, she pronounces the company to be uninvestable. The report, obtained exclusively by CNBC, describes the education company's business model, which depends in part on receiving federal student loan dollars, as parasitic. Quadir tells CNBC she has a short position in the stock, meaning she's betting that the stock will decline.
And I feel that everyone should be angry that our money is being abused in such a careless kind of way. And what do the executives of these for-profit universities do? Well, they pay themselves very well, and they also buy back plenty of their stock.
Now, in a statement, a spokesman for Adtalem said Adtalem provides quality educational programs that aim to prepare our students for gainful employment and are a good return on investment for both our students and U.S. taxpayers. Quadir's criticisms are focused on several key areas of the company's financials. She says the company's Walden University unit has not disclosed it is the subject of a Department of Education investigation into its doctoral programs. She points out that the company's financial responsibility composite score was lowered in September to a rating of 0.2, which could affect the company's ability to receive federal student loan funds. She also notes that the Biden administration is reinstating the so-called gainful employment rule, which rates student outcomes. She predicts that many of the company's programs will fail that test. She also questions the company's accounting for assets of its Walden University unit, particularly that the school's student loan eligibility and accreditations are worth nearly $500 million as, quote, intangible assets. A spokesperson for Adtalem responded to each of her points, noting that the Education Department investigation does not accuse Walden of any wrongdoing, and Adtalem is fully cooperating with the department's request. The company expects the vast majority of its programs will pass the gainful employment rule, and the company says if a program is unable to meet the GE standards, we will have an opportunity to make adjustments in order to maintain eligibility for federal student dollars. As for Walden's intangible assets, the company says, we are confident in the accuracy of this attribution, and as a publicly traded company, Adtalem is audited by PricewaterhouseCoopers. Now, a Department of Education spokesperson did not respond to our request for information about the department's policies. Fahmi Quadir, as you said, Mike, will be making her short position public in a speech in Miami later today at the conference organized by the Managed Funds Association. And don't miss Fahmi Quadir of Squawk Capital Management today on Halftime Report at 12:30 in an exclusive interview. Back over to you, Mike.
Yeah, Eamon, now it's interesting because for-profit education, going back a bunch of years, has been a controversial area on Wall Street. A lot of people scrutinizing the business models, the dependence on student loan flows and things like that. There have been some blow-ups in that area. But I'm interested in if you could just lay out for some background on Quadir.
Yep.
and why people listening to her. I mean, I think she's been short things like Wirecard, which turned out to be obviously, exposed as frauds.
Yeah, her biggest short that she's well known for was Valeant Pharmaceuticals.
Valeant, yeah.
She earned the nickname in some quarters, the assassin, for her short selling. She is somebody who is just 33 years old. She is an up-and-coming player in this space, really making a name for herself. She was featured in a Netflix documentary about the Valeant Pharmaceuticals situation. So she's gotten a lot of attention at a relatively young age. This is her next big play. She gave it to us exclusively. And what she's arguing here is that this particular university is facing sort of a funding crunch as it gets closer and closer to the razor wire of these Department of Education rules about access to federal student loan dollars. And if they aren't able to get over those hurdles over the next year or two, access to that funding could be severely restricted. They could have to go out to the market for new letters of credit. They could have to raise money, all those things that indicate that they might be in a real funding squeeze going forward. Of course, as you saw in our piece, the company denies all that and says that they're in solid position.
Hey, just to point out for anybody who's listening on the radio, rather than watching this, Adtalem shares right now down by about 11% on this news after being up 38% over the last year.
Eamon,
Yeah, they've been
thanks
on a
lot.
real tear over the past year, and we'll see what happens today, right?